Okay, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this workshop dedicated to the EPR2 program. I hope you have had a rewarding experience here at WNE over the past 3 days, especially with my numerous colleagues of EDF. So my name is Germain Antoine. I am in charge of the extension of the EPR2 program at EDF. So the extension of the EPR2 program is related to add 8 reactors more to the initial program of 6 reactors EPR2. So it's a pleasure for me to be here to share our vision of the EPR2 program, its role in France's energy transition, its industrial ambition, and also its contribution to Europe's strategic autonomy. So first, a short reminder about the France carbon neutrality target. So France has committed to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. To meet this goal, the country must reduce its total energy consumption by 40%, while increasing the share of electricity in its energy mix from 30% to almost 70%. The final electricity consumption is planned to increase by 36% between 2019 and 2050. It's huge. This transformation is driven by massive electrification of transport, heating, and industry, but also by the development of data centers. And nuclear energy, with its extremely low carbon footprint, only 4 grams of CO2 per kilowatt hour, will be essential to achieve this transformation. It is also essential to meet this demand while ensuring grid stability, energy sovereignty, and cost control. So where are we building the first 6 reactors of EPR2? So these first 6 reactors will be built on existing nuclear sites, Penly and Gravelines on the coast of the English Channel, and Bugey on the Rhône River. This first pair is expected to be commissioned between 2038 and 2040, with the second and third pairs coming online in the first half of the 2040s. So this program is not just a national program, it's a European one. It contributes to 3 major objectives of the EU. First, security of supply by ensuring stable, dispatchable and low-carbon electricity. Second, reindustrialization by revitalizing regional economies and creating jobs. Third, decarbonization by replacing fossil fuels with clean nuclear electricity. This is the most important industrial program in Europe today. With 6 reactors, we are adding 10 gigawatts of low-carbon capacity. Each reactor is designed for at least 60 years of operations. In terms of employment, over 30,000 jobs per year will be mobilized during the construction phase, and more than 10,000 jobs will be sustained during operations. So this is not just an energy project, it's a long-term industrial transformation. And to achieve this transformation, we need a robust supply chain. The nuclear industry is, in France, the 3rd largest industrial sector, employing more than 200,000 people nationally, and over 900,000 across the European Union. Our supply chain is deeply European, with key partners in Belgium, Germany, Sweden, and beyond. Companies like Tractable, Alfa Laval, Sommer, Hammond, and Sempel, maybe here in this room, are already involved This is a shared industrial ambition, one that makes stronger Europe's technological leadership and resilience. Yes. And we are not just planning, we are also building. The manufacturing of major components for the EPR2 program has already begun. This includes the large forgings, such as the reactor pressure vessel heads, the steam generators, and the primary circuit elbows, which are among the most critical and technically demanding parts of a nuclear reactor. This early start in manufacturing is a strong signal. It shows that the supply chain is mobilized. It confirms that industrial capacity is being secured, and it demonstrates our commitment to delivering the first pair of EPR2 reactors on schedule. We are also working closely with our partners to ensure quality, traceability, and compliance with the highest safety standards. So before we move on, I would like to share with you something quite special. For the very first time, television cameras were allowed inside the EPR2 construction site at Penly. This is a big moment for us, not just because it is the first time the public gets to see what's happening behind the fences, but because it shows how far we have come. This short report, broadcast on TF1, which is the first channel in France, the first number, gives you a front row seat to the scale, the complexity, and the energy of the project. So please, if we can play the video.
Cette question très importante à présent, la France sera-t-elle indépendante
en matière d'énergie dans 15 ou 20
ans? En 2022, un nouveau programme de centrale nucléaire très ambitieux a été lancé. Jusqu'à présent, aucune équipe de télévision n'avait pu filmer l'ampleur des travaux. En exclusivité, nos reporters ont pu visiter le site du futur EPR2 de Penly, près de Dieppe. Il comprendra notamment 2 immenses réacteurs de 70 mètres de haut. Le site ne sera achevé que dans une dizaine d'années. Pierre Galassio, Alexandra Poupon et Christophe Aragona.
Voici le cœur du chantier des 2 futurs réacteurs nucléaires de Penly, juste à côté de la centrale existante en activité depuis les années 90. À ce stade, il s'agit de détruire une partie de la falaise pour gagner de la place.
Il faut vraiment avoir l'œil partout.
En quelques mois, des hectares entiers ont été artificiellement créés sur la mer.
J'ai l'impression que ça avance vite aussi, mais apparemment, on est pile dans le rythme qui a été prévu initialement.
Tenir le rythme pour recréer une digue et protéger les futurs EPR2, le nom de ces nouveaux réacteurs dont le béton doit être coulé à partir de fin 2028. Ils seront aussi puissants que l'EPR de Flamanville, mais modifiés pour simplifier leur construction.
Qu'est-ce que ces nouveaux réacteurs auront de différent? Eh bien, regardez grâce à l'infographie, pas grand-chose en fait. C'est surtout une simplification de l'enceinte. Au lieu d'une double paroi, il y aura un seul mur, plus épais. Mais à l'intérieur, c'est la même technologie que celle qui existe actuellement, Frédéric.
Oui, c'est ça. On a travaillé surtout sur une amélioration de la constructibilité. On a des murs qui sont plus alignés, plus faciles à construire. Et on a standardisé beaucoup d'équipements dans les salles.
Le directeur des travaux a passé 3 ans en Chine pour construire 2 EPR avec EDF. Une expérience précieuse. Là-bas, des dizaines de réacteurs sortent de terre à vitesse grand V.
On a à apprendre des Chinois, on a à apprendre de nos concurrents et c'est ce qu'on fait.
Autour de Dieppe, c'est toute la Seine-Maritime qui profite de ce projet. Les formations de techniciens se multiplient pour répondre aux besoins du chantier. Ici, une dizaine de maçons coffreurs âgés de 20 à 56 ans.
C'est un emploi fixe. Si on a des projets d'avenir, moi j'ai des enfants, construire ma maison, tout ça, c'est vraiment intéressant, quoi. Si on veut trouver du boulot, c'est maintenant, faut pas hésiter, quoi.
EDF et ses sous-traitants prévoient d'embaucher 500 personnes dans les 2 années qui viennent et beaucoup plus ensuite.
On estime qu'en 2028, ce rythme, il va doubler, voire tripler. C'est-à-dire il nous faudra plutôt 1000 à 1500 personnes par an.
Pour ça, il faut des logements, et vite. Sur ce camping à 20 minutes du chantier, il y avait de la place, une aubaine.
Alors on a commencé les travaux ici à la mi-juin. La semaine prochaine, on aura déjà une vingtaine de locations.
En à peine 3 mois, 40 mobil-homes ont été installés. pour une centaine de lits au total.
On voit déjà dans nos demandes, on a des gens du Nord, des gens de Basse-Normandie, des gens de Lyon.
De partout en France.
De partout.
1000 employés travaillent actuellement sur le chantier de Penly. Il devrait être 10 000 à terme.
Okay, so as you have just seen, the EPR2 program is not only a blueprint, it is also a living and breathing construction site. So now, what next? So beyond the first 6 EPR2 reactors, EDF is already preparing for the next phase of the program. We are working on a proposal to commission 8 additional reactors by 2050, which will be submitted to the French government by the end of 2026. This extension will build on the replicability of the EPR2 design and the scaling up of industrial capabilities across the entire nuclear supply chain. It's not just about building more reactors, it's about building smarter, faster, and more efficiently, thanks to the experience and momentum gained from the first wave. I would have loved to present you a definitive schedule for the program today, but as you can imagine, many details are still being finalized, so I can only give you a rough idea of our goal. Our planning is focused on maximizing the benefits of serial production. The first 6 reactors are already in motion. The next 8 will follow a carefully coordinated and accelerated timeline, as you can see here, with the last industrial commissioning expected by 2050. This long-term vision allows us to optimize resources, reduce costs, and ensure a steady ramp-up of skills and capabilities. Of course, beyond technical and industrial performance, local engagement is key. So we are currently studying several potential sites for future reactors based on rigorous technical criteria, including water availability, climate resilience, seismic and flood risks, soil conditions, environmental impact, and grid connectivity. But technical feasibility is only part of the global equation. EDF brings decades of experience in public consultation and regional dialogue. We know that trust is built locally, and we are committed to work hand in hand with local stakeholders to ensure our projects are well understood, well integrated, and widely supported. And for that, one key point is the public debate. Public debate is not a formality, it's a core part of our process. These debates are organized by an independent authority, and EDF is fully committed to respect their framework. We listen, we respond, and we adapt. In fact, thanks to 3 major public debates, we have already improved our projects in several ways. We have strengthened our focus on employment and local economic development, especially in Penly and Gravelines. We have addressed logistical and social needs during construction, such as housing and transport for workers and residents. And in Bugey, the first site, we have even modified the design to include air coolers, reducing the thermal impact on the river. These are not just adjustments, they are proof of our commitment to transparency and co-construction. So to conclude, EPR2 program is no longer just a plan, it's a reality in motion. The supply chain is mobilized, and construction has begun. This is the most ambitious industrial program in Europe, and it will play a central role in ensuring energy sovereignty and deep decarbonization for decades to come. Along this journey, EDF remains fully committed to work with local stakeholders, building trust and creating the conditions for long-term success. Thank you very much for your attention.